Hello, my Pisces. Welcome to your freedom reading. And in this reading, we're going to be asking the Creator, what can I do to get more freedom coming into my life, or that feeling of having more freedom? What is blocking me from that freedom flow that I can, move to the side and allow more love and more freedom to come into my life? We're going to ask and kind of look at what's keeping me in this chaotic storm instead of coming into this eye of the storm where I can feel more freedom and more peace and unconditional love and joy and laughter. What cycles are keeping me on this merry-go-round that I keep, feel like I'm repeating things over and over and over, and that I feel like I can never get off there. So what can help slow that to where we can kind of step off, or not repeat that same cycle? So we'll look into that. Before we start, I do want to just start off by thanking the Creator for being here with us and for being interested in the details of our life and being intimately and intricately involved and present in every second of our life. We're so grateful for that. And that in those moments, it's not moments of judgment or record keeping to bust us later, but that it's all about unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace. That you bring your unconditional love with you everywhere you go, and that you have it for us, each and every single one. So we welcome you and we thank you for that love. And we also welcome all of our large group of beings of unconditional love and light that are present with us always and want to help bring through, messages of love and light to us as well. We welcome you and thank you. All right. So we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the archetype cards from Carolyn Mist. And we'll see what the Creator would like our beautiful Pisces to know about their freedom. All right, Creator, what do you want Pisces to know about their freedom, please? Okay. So we have received the addict, and so there's light attributes and shadow attributes, and I'll show you the picture here first. So the shadow attributes are what are standing in between ourselves and freedom. And so this is talks about compromises integrity and honesty, allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. So that is what is, in our block here. And this is not saying that you are the addict. What I'm feeling the message here for the block is those individuals that shadowed your freedom, that, one side of it is all the, all the crap that you got dumped on you and had happened in your life because of having an actual addict in your life. And that can be, the drugs and, substance abuse and all that type of stuff. But it also can be addictive to, people can be a workaholic or workout, they are so consumed with their bodies or school or, whatever it might be. There's a lot of addictions that we have that impact others. And so, those individuals who were so consumed with something else that thing was more important to them than you, is how you saw it, right? The other thing is that, so that was one side, is everything that was dumped on you and that you experienced because of that. But also the other side of it, and I really feel this is like a strong piece of it. It's a general reading, but for most of you, it's that trapped feeling that you felt responsible for that other person, their life, what was going on with them. You needed to save them or keep them from hurting themselves, wanted them to be happy, wanted them to, not be so consumed by that other thing, that that is what makes you feel trapped, because that is outside of your control. You can't control that. You could be around someone 24 hours a day, giving them the world, and they can still choose whatever they want. And so the freedom is going to come when you realize that you don't have to save anyone else. All you can do is love people. And that doesn't mean that you have to try to control their lives, or make them change, or make them not do things that end up, killing them. All you can do is love. Because when you try to control their people, does that ever work? No, it just pushes them farther away in a different direction. They're searching for love, and if you can give unconditional love, then that will be what draws them closer. But if you try to control people and save them, they're just gonna, go in the other direction. So once you're able to kind of look at that, also, all the stuff that you felt hurt by what they did to you, like I mentioned in the beginning, when you realize that none of that was personal, that they were just, it's like trying to save someone who's drowning and they punch you because they're panicking. It's like, well, it had nothing to do with me. I just happened to be in the way of the punch at the time. If it wasn't me, it would have been someone else. And so when we realize it's not personal, we release all of that judgment we had on ourselves of, I deserved that, I must have not been worthy of anything different. There's a lot of that underlining there. And when we remove that, from immediately in our path to the side, because we never really forget anything in our life. We just move it from a less important place in our life that doesn't impact our flow of love, or our flow of freedom, or peace, love, and joy, and laughter. We get to move it to the other side. When we do that, then the light attribute comes in, which is, it helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior, which when you realize that the addictive behavior is inside us, those other people are being a mirror. I know that I used to be an addict of codependency. I needed to be needed. That was my addiction. I need to be needed. So I'm going to try to come into your life and take over your life so that you need me and you will never leave me. Because if I'm so embedded in your life and so many things are important, in your life because of me, then you won't leave me. You won't take that chance. Wrong. So, but that allows us to see our addiction to things as well. All right. So we're also going to pull a card here from the Oracle of the Seven Energies. And we'll see what else the Creator wants our Pisces to know about their freedom. All right, Creator, what else would you like Pisces to know about their freedom? This is card number 20, and it's a merry motive. And I love that. I just want to show you the pictures there too, so you can see that. And I love this because, like I was just talking about, if our motive is try to save the world, and try to make someone change and not be who they are, that's not a merry motive. That's a controlling, tyrannical, emperor of the world type of motive, right? I want to control others so that I feel safe. And it's like, I can feel safe without controlling others. And so this merry motive is about changing our motive and changing our viewpoint of everything. Let's look here and see what energy comes with this card. So this is knowing your own motives, understanding what drives you to meet your goals, the momentum your attention creates, and the wisdom behind your intentions. So it goes on to say, you've chosen a path, you've set an intention, and you've begun to move toward a goal. You feel compelled to keep going, but do you know the why? The why behind this drive? Do you truly want what you're pursuing, or are you chasing a destination with the anticipation of how it will make others feel about you or feel about yourself? You must choose to be in the flow of the experience, relishing the moment. Surrender your expectations to a higher power rather than being guided by your limited self. The most important aspect to consider now is where you place your focus, because that's where energy will flow. If you are resentful, the outer world will show you more opportunities to be resentful. Yep, that's what codependent relationships used to do for me. You get resentful when you want to become their life source, and they're like, okay, and then they drain the life force out of you. You become resentful for them doing what you wanted them to do. If you are envious of others, competitive, and overly ambitious, you will always feel as if you are not enough. If you focus on gratitude and compassion for others, you will see even more reasons to be grateful and loving. When you look for abundance, it has an uncanny way of multiplying in your life. So if you're unsure about your motives, the results will be just as unclear. Dig deep to understand your why. If your true desire is to experience X, let go of your attachment to the form that X is supposed to come in. Make sure your motive is merry, joyful, clear, and honest, and aim true. Trust that the universe will provide the outcome that is a perfect match for your intention. It always does. So I love that. Not much more I can say from what I said before. And then we're going to pull a card here from the Path of the Soul Destiny cards. And these are from Cheryl Lee Harnish. All right, Creator, what else do we want Pisces to know about their freedom, please? Let's make it really obvious for us. Okay. Thank you. We got card number 34. And I love these are fractal images, so I call them the spiritual inkblot. You can look and see what jumps out to you. What does this look like to you? And then I'll read from the book here too to see what imagery she came through, what she intuited from it. So this is Red Native is the name of the card. And it says, from the time of the first man, every thought has been recorded within the collective consciousness. You can either draw from this source, or you can consciously make a positive contribution to it. You have much wisdom within you, and it's time to share it. Red Native is calling you to begin imparting your knowledge with others. This can be in the form of talking. However, there are many other ways to communicate. Whatever your choice, you are making a lasting contribution by raising the collective consciousness of man or woman, humankind. And I love that because, and this is red, everything that you've learned from going through this, you're definitely not alone, and we're definitely not the last ones. There's so much that you can help others with in their journey by sharing your experiences, by being vulnerable, by allowing others to see what you have gleaned, especially when you've turned it around to be a merry emotive and you have this hope. These stars that are up here, and the star is in the tarot is a symbol of hopefulness, and in the darkness, that is when you can see the stars and the hope. You don't see the stars when the sun's out, you see it in the darkness. And so there's all these stars of hope that you can see in those places of darkness. And those things of hope is what will help, the world will help others that are going through these situations. So It's like, well, why should I even worry about turning, my unmerry motives into merry motives? And it's like, one, it's going to bring you just so much more feelings of freedom and unconditional love, but it also allows you to give to the world, and give you that spark to wake up in the morning. If you know that you can share that love and that insight and that wisdom with the world and help people on their path, you don't, wake up and go, another day. You wake up and go, another day, I'm going to go share love. I'm going to experience this merriment, right? All right. We're also going to pull some cards here from the Light Seers deck. We're going to see what else the Creator would like our Pisces to know about their freedom. Okay, and one more time. All right, Creator, what else do you want Pisces to know about their freedom, please? Okay. No, they said just that one. I was like, do we have a lot of information there? They're like, no, just that one. Okay. And they want that one, and that one, and that one. All right. Get these lined up here. And then got the Justice here. And so the first message that comes with this is about our mirror and our reflection. Remember we were talking about when we have an addict in our life, then they are also telling us about what we're addicted to, and they're pointing out to us through that. So this is all about the reflection and the balance of understanding that the things that are happening on the outside are reflective of what's happening inside us. Justice is about, receiving those things that you deserve. And I know we usually when we're in our shadow, we're like, oh God, that means I'm going to get punished. But this is about, when you do that inner work and that inner reflection, the results you get from doing that are beautiful. That is where freedom comes so much, because when we're in that cycle of looking outward and judging, it becomes, you do feel out of control because you're trying to judge others and make them change into what you think they should be, which, like we talked about, never works, because when we try to change someone, they just buckle down. I mean, how do you feel when people try to change you and go, you're not who I think you should be? We get defensive. We, draw a line in the sand and saying, this is who I am. Come on, I dare you to cross it. And that's the, it's not okay. Yeah, I'll try it. I'm going to change to be who you want me to be. We might do it out of fear for a little bit, but eventually we'll get resentful, like it said in the card, and rebel against it and go, screw you. I don't want, I'm not going to be that. So this, justice really brings this wonderful freeing feeling, because the more you understand that what I'm seeing on the outside of me is a reflection of something inside of me, it might look differently. Like you might, if you have someone who is addicted to drugs in your life, and you're like, well, I'm not addicted to drugs. It's like, well, I'm addicted to trying to control people, trying to make them be who I want them to be. I'm addicted to being the deputy to the creator of all things, because I'm going to help them make the world the way that they want it to be. So it's about this wonderful reflection and this wonderful freedom that is going to come when you do that. You can see here too that she's carrying the sword is what is being balanced here, and the sword in the tarot is the element of air. It's your thoughts, your mentalities, your mindsets. And so, learning about this justice card. Putting the blind over your eyes, like usually in the Justice, I think they have in a lot of the standard tarot, Justice has a blindfold on, because they're learning that I don't judge by what I see with my physical eyes. I judge with my intuition and the unknown as well. And when you do that, because when we, like I was talking about, when we're judging all these other people for how they hurt us and what they did to us, you realize that again, I was just in the wrong place, and got in front of that that fist or the monkey poo that was being thrown, or the bird droppings. I just happened to walk under the bird at the time that it was coming down, and it hit me, but it wasn't personal. That it was all about what was going on with them, and we just happened to be there. So I know it's hard, especially when some of the things felt very personal. But that's why we get to the root. And then there's a lot of red in here, which is our root chakra, which is where we start to face our fears, where we really start to understand, about the bull, the red bull. The bull sees red and charges. It's what its animal instinct does. It's that fight or flight. And that's what we understand that what was happening is an emotionally mature and stable person doesn't hurt other people and do actions that hurt other people. It's only people that are in fight or flight, that are out of their minds, literally, because the blood rushes away from our brain to either run or fight. So they're making actions that are not logical and sensible and compassionate. They're in self-preservation. And you just happen to, they see red and they don't see that you're not you, and then they attack you, or they are defensive towards you. And so just a lot of information there, I know, but that is about looking at the Justice, and that Justice is blind, and look deeper about what really happened, not, what we were in our own fight or flight saw. And then you got the Devil, which, a lot of people read these as, these are your addictions, which would be totally, relate to this here. I actually look at, this is our shadow. And what the Devil card brings into our lives is it brings such emotional turmoil to us, and it brings it to our face. And the beauty of receiving this energy into our lives is that it shows us what we're ready to let go of, what no longer serves us. That is actually it's something that was helping maybe us before, is now starting to drag us into an unhealthy energy and unhealthy place in our life. That's not as healthy as some other thing. And that doesn't mean that, we won't choose that, because we all have to be honest. We do choose our shadow. That's why we came here, is to experience these opposites. And in reading about the Devil card in some tarot books, they were like, yeah, the Devil is like the shadow of the Creator, and like we have a shadow side to us. It's all about this physical world and the experiences we came here to experience. And we don't, throw out our ego as we go through life, because it is what we came here to experience. It's our tour guide in this adventure that we have. And at some point in our life, we start to wake up, right? We start to realize that I'm not just this physical being, that, this 20 adds up to 2 + 0 is 2, that there's two of us within ourself. There's this character we play of this human, and we have our higher self, this powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. That's the actor behind this character. And as we wake up and realize that we are this is who we truly are, and this is who we're pretending to be, our avatar, then we can spend time ebbing and flowing between the two instead of spending so much time, in our shadow. Because we get a little spark of light and we're like, oh, yeah, we get the spark of light in the darkness like this, and we have a new inspiration. We have new hope. We have a desire to spend time within this energy instead of so much within this energy. Yep, like I said, you come out into the sun. So you've got the sun and you've got the shadow. So definitely, like I was talking about, and you can see how she has like this connection. This, it's almost like an umbilical cord comes down from the source, from the creator, from the light, and it shows us who we really are, and just reveals that, we move from just seeing stars at night, that we actually have a day that comes, and that dark night of the soul, that we go through suddenly becomes this bright and transformative place. So that's, I was talking about here, that's that balance between these two. In fact, it can even do this, our shadow self and our human experience, and our higher spiritual self, and who we really are. And you got the Nine of Wands here, and this represents like the wands are your inspiration, the spark within you, the fire within you. And when you're coming to the Nine of Wands, it's like the message of don't give up, carry on. You're almost there. Don't give up. And you can kind of see how these wands are right at our knees, and we have this imagined block, and we were talking about what's our block to freedom. We have this, this imaginary block going, I just don't think I have enough energy to continue on and get past it. And it's like, don't give up. It's right at your knee level. You can like practically step over that. And even your own wand is what's keeping the blockage there, because if you pull that up, then these will fall and you won't be able to walk through it. So it's very much a message of don't give up. You're almost there. Beautiful things are coming, this justice, you're doing the work. And I really feel you've done a ton of, looking into your emotions, because Pisces, you're a water sign, right? And so you're used to, swimming within your emotions and going to the depths and getting to the bottom of things. And so you definitely have felt things very deeply in your life, because that's just your nature as a Pisces, with it being your sun sign. And so you're going to feel things very, deeply in your life. But because you've experienced the dark side and experienced that, when you do this inner work that you've been doing and change these mindsets, you're going to feel that sun is going to feel so much more brighter and beautiful to you, because you're able to experience things, and you do experience things in a more expansive way with your emotions. Yep. And then comes the Knight of Wands. So if you hold on and you move past the Nine of Wands to the 10 of Wands, where you feel exhausted, and you move into the newness, then comes the Knight of Wands, and you have all this energy, all this power, all this action. And so all that energy that you're using to maintain all of those offenses against you, or all that energy you're investing in trying to control others, when you make that movement and move this blockage from out of your energy, your energy flow to the side, all that energy we're investing in, all that stuff comes back to you, and you have all this energy to invest in your dreams, into your path, into yourself, and you fill up, and everyone else gets overflow. But the source of your happiness and joy and, the sunlight isn't from the physical world. It comes from inside, It comes from the Creator. It comes from your spiritual side. And then you don't feel so out of control because you let go. You let go of all that external restriction, all those external efforts. I love Byron Katie. She's a beautiful lady that has her website's thework.com. A wonderful Judge Your Neighbor worksheet, but I love it because when she looks at everything that's going on in our lives, there's this beautiful freedom that comes in letting go of all that stuff. And where I was going with that, now I remember. You can tell I was kind of trying to talk until I remembered what I was trying to go to her. She has a beautiful saying about, we feel lonely, stressed, etc., when we're outside of our business, because we're out there trying to control things that are outside of us. And who's sailing our ship? We feel alone because we're not at home. We come back to minding our own business, sweeping in front of our own door, investing in ourselves, because the greatest gift we can give the world is a healthy, full us, instead of a resentful, empty, defensive us, right? All right. We're also going to pull a card here, or some cards here from the Chakra Love deck, and we're going to find out the final messages the Creator has for our Pisces regarding their freedom. So what would you like our Pisces to know about their freedom? Whoa, okay. You have a lot of messages there, but that's not those. So this is the one that they wanted to keep. And of course, it's letting go. Letting go is not giving up. Sometimes it's the first step towards success. So, yep, letting go of those old ways of thinking, letting go of those beliefs that those things were personal towards you. Divinity. Recognize the divine in the mirror. So we're definitely talking about the mirror here too. So also recognize, that other people are showing you about yourself, but there's also divinity in the mirror showing yourself too. So when you look into the sun, realize you too have the peace of the sun within you. And then you have signs. There will always be signs to guide you on your true path. So recognize, that you are being directed. Recognize that you are on the perfect path for you. And that as things are brought forward into your face, like we talked about with that mirror, that they're coming into your face not to judge you or to punish you or do anything to you, but it's being brought to you for you, because as those mirrors come into our lives and we, look at those and release those, that is what brings us that freedom. That is what lightens the load. I have this picture of this hot air balloon with all those sandbags that are keeping you so low. And as you let go and let other things drop, you raise higher, and so you move, closer to the sun, closer to the light. But I love this for you. I know, this is very heavy energy, and we know, like those sandbags are heavy. Those are the things that we can look at and let go and find that more freedom. So just know as you're going through this experience, every moment of every day, you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And I love you too. Until next time, you take care. We'll talk to you soon.